When I ask people in sales and business, what's the main reason why they don't particularly like sales or even engaging with new prospects, I always hear a lot it's the thought of being rejected or the word no being used. And it's something that none of us really like. To be fair, none of us really like being rejected. I don't know of anyone that really likes to be told that they're not wanted or it's not right for them. In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can deal with some of the rejections that may happen and how you can ensure that you don't let these sidetrack you and derail you from achieving the sales goals and plans you have. So of course it's frustrating when we get a no or we get someone that says to us that what we do isn't right for them. I still feel that frustration now, and I've been in sales for 20 plus years. It never changes the feeling of disappointment. But what we've got to realise is that sometimes a no are a good thing for us to be able to have as salespeople so that we can really intensely know how good a yes feels. When it comes to sales and rejections, here are a few points to consider when it comes to making sure that you don't let the no affect everything else that you do. The first thing I always say to people is this one no or this one rejection going to define you and what you do for the rest of that hour or day? Yes, it's disappointing, but what you've got to be able to say is that I can't change those elements now. Whatever I've been able to do with that prospect, it hasn't worked or we're not a fit, and therefore they've said no and I move on to the next person. In sales, the worst word we can get is a maybe. I always say to people, having a no is a good thing as it enables you to then say thanks very much and focus on the next prospect. Don't let the no that you get from a prospect or from someone that you've just tried to call define you and what you're about. It's not about that, it's just that it's not right for them at this moment in time. When you get a no, of course it can take a few moments to let those feelings sink in. And of course it's a slight disappointment for us that we don't get someone engaging with us as we want them to. But the key thing to focus on is the fact that you've made that call and found that out. So give yourself a pat on the back for actually making that call or for doing it in the first place. By doing that, you've been able to identify whether there is an opportunity, and you would never have known that if you'd not had that conversation. You've been able to improve the way in which you engage and actually practice how you approach prospects. And more importantly, you've been able to conquer some of those demons around picking up the phone or speaking to someone new so that you're in a better position to handle it the next time. If you do it 10 or 15 times, what's going to happen? The 16th time, it's much easier than it was on the first time. So give yourself a congratulations for doing what you've done, learn from what it is that's the conversation and whether you could have adjusted what you've said or done in a different way, and vow to focus on the positives that you've actually made the call in the first place and not the rejection that you had. If you do this, it's going to help build your mindset in the right place, and that is going to be a big factor when it comes to you winning consistently in sales. The third point, which is really key that I'm going to ask you to focus on when it comes to rejections, is related to the story of Cinderella. If you remember, the prince had a shoe and he had to try and find which beautiful lady the shoe belonged to. He had to approach lots of different people in order to find his princess, but eventually he was able to put the shoe on the foot of Cinderella, and hey presto, they lived happily ever after. The reality is in sales, we've got to do what the prince has done. We've got to kiss a few frogs before we find our prince. We know that rejections are part of that process in sales. And actually it's a feeling that we've got to accept, that we've got to go through in order to feel the elation and joy when we do get the right fit. So focus on the fact of the fit itself and when it happens and how good that will feel, and not on the elements of having to engage and put the shoe on a number of other people before you get to that point. If you can get your mindset thinking about how good it is to get the right fit, you won't be worried about the rejections that you have before that point, and you won't let them get in the way of you achieving your dream, which is to find the right perfect fit customer that you can do great business with. So there we have it. You have to deal with rejections when it comes to sales. If you're going to achieve the success you want, and if you're a business owner that's only got you in that company, you can't rely on someone else to be able to do that sales activity for you. You're going to have to engage, you're going to have to speak to prospects, and the reality is you're going to get some no's. But don't let those no's define you. Don't let them get in the way of you achieving your goals and dreams. Focus on the positives, handle the rejections, and if we do that and we train our minds to think in a better place, we're going to achieve the results we want, and we're not going to let no's stop us from making the progress that we want and achieving the targets that we desire. Getting sales results is all about getting your mind in the right place. And in order to do that, I've partnered up with one of the world's leading hypnotherapists, a guy called Mark Bowden. Mark is a renowned expert in his field and has helped people from so many different walks of life and in different areas achieve better results as a result of helping them control and train their mind to think differently. And me and Mark have partnered up because we know how important it is for salespeople to get better results with their mindset. Whether it helps them with self-confidence, whether it helps them dealing with rejection, whether it helps with sales presentations. If you can train your mind to enable you to get better results, I can assure you it's going to help you on your day-to-day work and activity. The work that I've done with Mark is about giving you resources that you can use in your daily life and recordings that you can listen to in the morning or before you go to bed that's going to make you a better salesperson. So why not take a look at what Mark's recordings can offer you by clicking at the link below and see how you can adjust your sales approach by getting your mind in a much better place.